Watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Hulman Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. Another big matchup here today in the HCAC. Two teams out of the four in first place set to match up here this afternoon. The Ravens of Anderson, 12-9 overall. They are 10-4 in the conference. They've won 3 straight. Meanwhile, the Fighting Engineers of Rose-Hulman, 13-8 overall. They too are 10-4 in the conference after their big double overtime win on the road at Hanover on Wednesday. College basketball on RHIT.TV, brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. 5 central Indiana locations. Reynolds meets all your equipment parts and service needs. Boilermaker Local 374. Representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Burtner Electric. Spark with confidence, your trusted electrician partners since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. Morales Group Staffing, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy. LifeWise Academy brings Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. LIUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. And the IndianaSRN sports page, sports coverage, border to border, coast to coast, your source for high school, college, and pro sports coverage. Troy Dergowski along with Coach Keith Myers. Great to have you with us here as we get set for a battle of 2 first-place teams. And we're at that time of the year, it's unusual to have 4 teams in first place, and we get the best of the 2 games of the 4 teams that are in first place.
Well, last week there were 6 teams tied. So There you go. They broke it up. These by far, I think these are the best 2 teams, though the other 2 teams that are same record maybe have a tougher road as the season wears on. You got 3 games left. You got to win this one.
Well, Anderson's playing good basketball right now, no doubt about it. They won their last 3, so they're right in the thick of things. And remember, this is a Ravens team that a year ago played for the conference championship at home before they were upset in that championship game, and I'm sure they'd love to get back there one more time.
And I'm sure the Grizz would love to do that again.
Yeah.
What a conference, what a season. I think as long as we covered this in the last few years, this is probably the toughest that has seen this conference being this deep as far as long as the season with the records that they are.
Well, a lot of people don't think maybe the Ravens are as good as they were a year ago. Now, we'll still kind of hold on to that a little bit.
Wow.
But they are 10-4 in the conference. They lost they lost a couple of good players from last year's team. But believe me, there's plenty of talent back.
Well, they also picked up a player who left them and came back, and Eli Manley. He is a key. He's a big, tall, lanky drink of water, but boy, can he hit from outside. And he's perfected the inside game a little bit this year as well.
Yeah, and he's not the only one. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is expected to be their starting lineup here today. And by the way, they're deep, and so there's no doubt about it. When you look at these first 5, they won't be the only 5 you're going to see, but those guys played a very, very pivotal part, most of them last year. And you mentioned Mattingly coming back at 6'7", just adds everything to the other 4.
I think the guy that really holds them all together is number 11, Noah Swan. Maybe not do things offensively, but hits the right pass, gets the right rebound. Those type of things make it pretty interesting.
Well, they score about 79 points per game, so you're going to have to defend against them. The one that might be the knock against them a little bit is defensively they give up 73, so you can score on them.
One of the things that they have done lately, to talk to Matthew, who does their play-by-play guy during their home games, is sometimes they just lull themselves to sleep and they wake up and realize, man, we haven't had a basket 4 or 5 minutes. They can't do that today against this Rose Hulman team.
Kenny Troutman, 15.3 points per game. You mentioned Elijah Mattingly at 10.4. They have 4 players in double figures. Bryce Williams at 11.8. And again, Nolan Swan at 12.1 points per game.
One of the key things is they played at Anderson a few weeks ago. It was 94-91. That game wasn't determined until the last 4 or 5 seconds of the game.
When we come back, we'll talk about the Fighting Engineers of Rose-Hulman after their big double overtime win at Hanover. That's coming up next right here on RHIT.TV.
I'm interested in starting business. From the early lemonade stand as a kid to starting my own software development website business in high school, kind of turned me on to computers and ultimately engineering. My name's Jeremy Clark. I graduated in 2009 with a software engineering and computer science degree, and currently am CEO of Plainsight Ventures. I was really interested in entrepreneurship, but I took it to the next level. And eventually, I was able to use those relationships with those professors to kind of do a lot of independent studies my last year at Rose. Once you kind of figure out, what you want to do and what you're passionate about, you can kind of chart your own path. And from that experience, I ended up starting another business, and I realized at my core, I just enjoy tinkering and building things.
Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN as well as the HCAC. Any use, reproduction, or distribution of this audio or video without the express written consent of IndianaSRN and the HCAC is strictly prohibited. Want to remind you that IndianaSRN is committed to providing high-quality broadcasts that showcase student athletes, coaches, and schools. To keep this coverage going, we rely on the support of fans just like you. If you're able to give us maybe some financial assistance or know a business or organization who would like to support our mission, your contribution makes a huge impact. Every dollar goes toward equipment, travel, and delivering an ESPN-style experience for high school and college sports around the Midwest. If you're interested in supporting IndianaSRN, contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org. Again, that's coach@IndianaSRN.org.
That's coach@IndianaSRN.org. Got it.
3 times is the charm.
Yes.
All right, Rose-Hulman, big win at Hanover, and I think they needed that. The last time we were here, Coach, they were a little bit flat, ended up costing them that game against Transylvania. But to go down there, they shot 54% overall, 44% from three-point range, and out-rebounded Hanover by 10.
How about both teams only scored 2 points in the first overtime. Then they opened it up a little bit. I talked to Coach today. He thought that both teams kind of tightened up during that overtime. They didn't want to make a mistake. And then he called that timeout. They relaxed, and they got that win.
Well, let's take a look at what is expected to be the starters here today for the Fighting Engineers. Nothing unusual too much in this. I mean, other than maybe Evan Gentile expected to get into the starting lineup because he shoots the ball extremely well, and it's good to see that Cole Pride could be in the starting lineup
I
today
noticed
as well.
he's got your goatee this week.
He's a little shorter than mine.
Okay.
But it's not bad.
But, 6'9" kid will make a big difference today.
Well, and by the way, when you speak of, we talked about Gentile at 11 points per game. Pride averages at about 13 per game. Now, he had that ankle injury earlier in the year, and I think it kind of slowed his progress down. They're hoping that maybe he's getting back into that form that by tournament time, he's going to be 100%.
Well, the other thing that we just got noticed just about 30 seconds ago, Anderson is missing a couple key players today.
Yeah, they're going to be without Rob Davidson, the Defensive Player of the Year. He's missing his second game. Axel Laby is out as well. That's 15 points out of your lineup between those two guys, and so that really does cut down on their depth here today.
Yeah, it will make a big difference here.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape as we'll put these two teams side by side here today. And like everybody, I mean, everything's pretty even throughout each and every category, other than if you look at the rebounding, there Anderson has the edge, but when you look at the turnovers, there's no doubt about it that Rose-Hulman does take care of the basketball really well.
They do take care of the basketball, and that's the key today. You got to eliminate your turnovers, got to knock down free throws, and you got to get those 50-50 balls today.
And now we want to take a look at the standings too, Coach, because it is
incredible.
Yeah, it's jumbled up when you talk about 4 teams that are in first place. This is barring any of the tiebreakers. We don't need to look at that right now. But you have 4 teams tied for first. And by the way, Franklin is just on the outside with a 1-game deficit, and Hanover is only 2 games back.
Yeah, you look at that. You looked at the top 4. Who's going to win that? Who knows? But they're all biting for that 4th seat. And Mount St. Joseph is coming on quickly. And you see the game winning streaks. Transylvania in a 6-game winning streak. Anderson on a 3-game winning streak. So be very interesting. Seats 7 and 8 could be Bluffton and Berea. They're all fighting for that 8th spot.
And by the way, on Wednesday, Earlham got their first conference win. They beat Bluffton 81-73. Anderson got their win over Manchester 87-75. Transylvania knocked up Berea 91-77. And Mount St. Joe, they got by Franklin in the other games other than the Rose-Hulman win over Hanover 69-65. Today, Manchester is at Hanover. Mount St. Joseph is at Earlham. Franklin is at Berea. And Bluffton is at Transylvania. If we get a chance, we will keep you updated on those games going on around the conference as well. So everybody's going to be scoreboard watching a little bit here today.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this. You look at both of these teams, and, it's a pick 'em, to be honest with you. But I think the home court will help. And we have probably 400 or so people in this gymnasium today, which make a big difference. We're going to highlight one of the groups during that first TV timeout, a group coming from Wabash Elementary School. We'll talk a little bit about them on the way in that timeout.
Coach, I don't think there's any doubt about it. In the women's game, it might have made a big difference because the crowd was loud and they were energetic, and it might have been the biggest crowd we've seen here all year long.
Yeah, if this crowd gets as loud as that crowd was, it could be a very interesting day. And we may have to turn up the crowd, Mike, a little bit to hear them yell defense.
Defense. Well, by the way, it's senior day. 2 seniors are going to be honored here before the game. We want to go to our public address announcer for the pregame honoring.
Civil engineering major Connor Johansson, being escorted by his father Jim Johansson and stepmom Nikki. Connor joined the Rose Bowl basketball team as a manager for the 25-26 season. He has also spent all 4 years as a linebacker for the football team. He's a member of the American Society of Civil Engineers at Sigma Nu. Upon graduation, Connor will work as an engineer diver at Marine Solutions in Lexington, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, Connor Johansson. Our second senior is mechanical engineering major Jack Murphy, being escorted by his parents, Aaron and Aaron. Jack has appeared in 38 career games for the Fighting Engineers, making 4 starts. He's converted a 45.5% of his career shots, highlighted by a 51.9% field goal percentage during his senior season. Following graduation, Jack will work for General Dynamics Electric Boat. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Murphy. Our final senior is electrical engineering major Cody Studemeyer, who is escorted by his parents, Jerome and Mrs. Studemeyer, and girlfriend Olivia Clyde. Cody has appeared in 100 career games for Rose Hulman, making 67 starts. He's averaged 8 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game, while recording 803 career points. Kobe scored a career-high 33 points against Transylvania, and he added a career-best 7 assists against Earl. After graduation, Kobe will work at Mussett Nicholas Associates in Indianapolis, Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, Kobe Studemeyer.
All right, there you have the 2 seniors being honored here today, and congratulations to both of them. And, you know, Kobe had been a starter the last year or so, and this time he's coming off the bench a little bit more than normal, but he's kind of accepted that role, and there's many times he's come out here and given this team a spark off the bench.
A lot of leadership behind the scenes that people don't see and recognize. When you have a kid that will realize that he's a senior and he's got to pass that on, and he's done a really, really good job of doing that.
Well, we want to go to our public address announcer for today's starting lineups.
Hello and welcome to Hulman Arena here on the campus of Rose Hulman Institute of Technology. My name is William Smith, and today's matchup features the visiting Anderson Ravens and your Rose Hulman Fighting Engineers. First off, let's meet the starting lineups. First for the visiting Anderson Ravens. At guard, number 3, Kenny Trout. At wing, number 4, Elijah Maddox. At guard, number 11, Nolan Swarm. At wing, number 15, Demonte Ferguson. And at guard, number 22, Bryce Williams. And now let's meet the starters for your Rose Hulman Fighting Engineers. At guard, a 6'2" freshman from Kettering, Ohio, number 3, Evan Gentile. At guard, a 6'1" junior from Everett, Washington, number 10, Daniel Savage. At guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Parkersville, Indiana, number 15, Jody Schmitz. And at guard, a 5'11" freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 21, Pete Smith. And last but certainly not least, step forward, a 6'9" junior from Osgood, Indiana, number 23, Cole Brown.
All right, there are your starters for both teams, and we turn it back over to Coach Myers for the keys to today's game.
Keep this crowd in the game. Let them stand the whole entire game. Let them yell. Let them help. And let them do some chants for Rose Hulman.
Okay.
If you do that, you hit free throws, you knock down some big-time shots, and you leave the 50-50 ball in your concession, you win. Anderson, get off to a quick start. Do not do those ticky-tack fouls. Sometimes they just get kind of aggressive. Just play your game. Got to play in your game. You got here, I think they got here like at 1. So they've been here a long, long time waiting for this ball game.
All right, here we go. Elijah Mattingly will jump it up in the middle against Cole Pride, and it'll be Anderson basketball. Troutman, Mattingly, Swan, Ferguson, and Williams. On the other side, Savovich, Schmitz, Smith, Gentile, and Pride. Ravens averaging nearly 80 points per game, so offensively they can be very, very tough to handle. In the lane is Swan, turnover number 1. Back the other way we go. Schmitz, skip pass, will find Smith.
I like that. Kick that back out. Don't make that turnover.
And you see a little 1-2-2 matchup zone now for the Ravens. And out of bounds, Schmitz was standing on the line, so each team now with the turnover in their first possession.
You got to find out where you are right there.
You
right?
do.
Okay.
Especially at home. So we'll head the other way.
Sure, he's got to help. Get in, get in.
Winner of this game will stay in first place. The loser will fall into second place. The drive is Ferguson. Gets cut off. Here is Swan. Deep 3 in and out. And the rebound by Gentile. The Rose Hulman basketball for the second time. Savovich. That'll be Nate Smith.
Man, there is height on the floor today.
Two guys at 6'9", 6'7", working inside. Foul call, near steal by Troutman. Picks up number 1. Troutman out of Ben Davis High School.
With them a little short-handed, that's a key here.
I think so, too. And again, you're not only losing Davidson as a defensive player, but you lose the 15 points between him and Leby. But that also means, as a coach, you expect your other guys to step up. I like this zone because it also looks a little like a 1-3-1 matchup, and they put a lot of pressure on the guards. Gentile turns, fires, and hits it.
Big bucket.
2-0 Engineers will head the other way for the third time. Bryce Williams out of Fishers High School. Just under 12 points per game. Ravens, we mentioned in the pregame, made it to the championship game. They turned it over now 2 times here in the first 2 minutes. They played that championship game at home last year and ended up losing to Franklin, who ended up going to the NCAA Division III tournament. Second turnover for Rose Hulman. And that's going to go, what? It's going to stay here. I thought maybe it was off the leg that time of Bryce Williams. And it was a call right in front of the Rose Hulman bench.
No one complained.
No, they did not. Save that one for later, right?
Yes, exactly.
So now the Ravens will get it to Troutman. Ferguson gets fouled by Gentile. Now that's going to be a hard guard for Gentile. Ferguson goes at about 6'5". Gentile more of a guard. When you look at Ferguson, he's more of a forward. Gentile comes out, and so here comes Christian Torres.
Now that will be a little bit different.
Yeah. Off the inbound, Mattingly with the left hand, his first 2. Good inbounds pass, and nice play there for the Ravens, and we're tied at 2 apiece. We mentioned a good crowd here today on this senior day. Torres deep in the corner, looks at Pride, gives it up now to Smith, and around now to Schmitz. Skip pass, Smith on the drive, got the defender in the air, and a whistle and a foul. They will get DeMonte Ferguson his first. He's out of Bethesda Christian High School. And Nate Smith at the line.
Ferguson has a state championship ring in the state of Indiana.
Nate Smith out of Ritter High School. He misses the first of 2. Was that the home crowd that made that little noise that threw him off?
It was the guy on the bench and the coach looked at him.
Second free throw miss, so Nate Smith unable to connect on both.
Coach looked at him like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you don't do that.
Hey, he missed both, Coach.
Tied at 2. On the drive is Swan. Good ball movement. Mattingly wide open. No good on the 3. Offensive rebound. Foul called on Torres. And a nice rebound by DeMonte Ferguson. And Christian Torres picks up number 1. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. Notice we didn't get a prediction on the score on this one as Swan misses.
I've been 0 for 12, so I didn't want to do anything.
Well, actually 13. Here is a shot in the corner. 3 no good by Savovich. And Mattingly with the rebound. Here's Ferguson off the drive. Kicks it in the corner to Troutman for 3, and it's good. Ben Davis grad with his first point of the afternoon. So now Rose Hulman will get it to Schmitz in the corner. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Put back is no good by Christian Torres. So 5-2 Ravens. That is Swan. Mattingly tried to drive against Cole Pride, gets shut off there. Now it'll be Troutman once again to Mattingly. 5 on the shot clock. In the corner. 3 is on the way and good by Ferguson. 8-2 lead, a 6-0 run. Now by the Ravens. This zone seems to be giving Rose Hulman a little bit of trouble. Here is Pride, straightaway 3, no good.
Slow start.
Step back, Troutman, no good. Cole Pride was
Wide
asking
open
for the basketball, didn't get it. So now the Fighting Engineers will set it up in the half court. Here is Smith. We will see a change for Rose Hulman. They will be coming with Jack Jenigas, who's been in the starting lineup over the last few games. Smith, little hesitation, shot long, rebound put back good. There's the big guy, Cole Pride. That stops a 6-0 run. We're going to see Studemeyer come in as well for the Fighting Engineers. Here's a deep 3 by Swan off the back of the iron, and the rebound by Torres. Well, now their team's shooting particularly well early. So talk a little bit about this zone.
It's just, they stretched it out. I mean, look how tall and lanky they are.
Yeah, and it is a matchup, true matchup zone. The person closest to the basketball in the zone literally goes into a man-to-man. You don't guard an area as much. Schmitz is shot way short, Mattingly with the rebound. If you're not used to playing against a matchup zone, it's
tough.
awful difficult to figure it out.
Especially as long as they are.
Troutman down the lane, missed it. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Ferguson. Out to Mattingly, his shot no good. Smith will push it across the timeline. We're upon a media timeout. Cole Pride in the lane. Nice touch.
Got 4.
Now after that short run by Anderson, 4 straight points put together by Rose Hulman.
Anderson at 37% and Rose Hulman at 25% field goal percentage.
Good look here at Swan. Ball's going to be kicked, and that's going to get us to the timeout. 13:03, 8-6 Ravens.
I'm Barry Schneider. I'm the President and Chief Operating Officer of Steel Dynamics Incorporated. Steel Dynamics is the largest recycling company in the United States. Faculty here is here to teach. You're not a bother, you're a purpose, but you can't be shy about asking. That's where you figure out I can only be better if I'm willing to accept the help and ask for it. Year in, year out, the caliber of graduates that comes out of Rose Hulman stands above, because this is a challenging environment. But it's a challenging environment that's designed to help us be successful. And that, again, is the small school approach where the faculty is committed to your education. You are the purpose the school's here. Rose Hulman is and will always be a special place for me because of the people that I've shared the experience of being here with. Together, we are stronger.
As we look at some of the crowd, and right there, that group there with the red sweater and all those people right there are from Kids Hope USA. Wabash Elementary brought 35 kids. They've been established since 1999.
Wow.
Kids Hope USA. Great group. They all had popcorns and candy bars when they come in. They don't have any of them left, do they?
No, I was going to say.
I wish they would have shared.
They ate those like in the first
30
time
seconds
they sat down. Yeah, it was over, but good to have them here today. All right, after our first media timeout, low scoring first 7 minutes.
Nerves.
Well, I know both these teams shoot better than that. It'll all pick up. We mentioned Janigas has checked in. By the way, Will McElhaney has checked in as well. Also in Will Jamison for the Ravens. And a takeaway as Cedric Anderson is also checked in. Ravens have turned the ball over 3 times. Rose Hulman has turned it over twice. Nice pass inside. Janigas, basket good, and he's fouled. Great pass from the outside.
Now the defender lost his balance, fell out of bounds, and Will is yelling, "Give me the ball!"
Elijah Mattingly picks up the foul. Janigas at the line
got
the nice roll off the rim and the high bounce.
Good job, Jack. Look at this group standing up.
Yeah, in fact, almost the entire student section is standing up. Off the screen is Bryce Williams. 9-8, Rose Hulman with a lead. Williams, basket good and a foul. Williams, his first 2. Joy Schmitz will pick up the foul. So that's number 1 on Schmitz. Free throw good. So Bryce Williams now, 4 of the 5 starters have scored tonight for the Ravens, and they've regained the lead by 2. Studemeyer off the screen by McElhaney. Jumper is off the front of the rim and run down in the corner there by Mattingly. Mattingly will give it up. Swan, deep 3, no good. He's been short most of the day. Swan is a sophomore out of Tipton, Indiana. Savovich, a lot of hands. Wow. Well, by the way, I was going to say a lot of hands. If you saw the play before that between Mattingly and Janigas, you would have said, wow, a lot of contact. 11-9, your score. Back here at Rose Hulman, 11-9, our second media timeout in the books. Well, nobody's kind of established their will as of yet, have they?
No. We know it's physical, though.
Yes.
It has been very physical.
New change here as Cole Duncan is checked in now for Anderson, a 6'9" sophomore.
Hey,
halftime. Cowan High School.
Halftime, we got Coach Paul from the women's team coming to join us at halftime. Stick around.
Studemeyer.
Oh, my goodness.
Careful, careful.
Did you see him grab his arm?
Here is Gentili, who's checked back in. Savovich, the drive. Shot good. Savovich, a little off-balance jumper.
I tell you tonight, after you get done with this game, you'll need an ice bath.
So now the Ravens tied at 11. Troutman back in the lineup. Ravens off the attack. The drive. Basket good by Ferguson, and he'll go to the line. So DeMonte Ferguson to the free throw line. Foul will go against Will McElhaney. McElhaney, the freshman, picking up number 1 and a missed free throw. 13-11 Ravens. Coming up on 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Gentili against Jamison. And there's another turnover unless they call a kick, and it will be a kick ball.
That's a good call. I'll take that one.
I don't think the Anderson coach likes it.
Coach, just look at him. What'd he do?
Carter Collins in his 4th year at Anderson. Wide open. McElhaney in the corner for 3. Missed it. Ravens in transition. Troutman and Studemeyer. They've met each other quite a bit over the last couple of years. Strong baseline drive cut off is Jamison. Here is Duncan inside. Missed it badly. And the rebound pulled away by Gentili.
Smallest guy on the floor.
Studemeyer. Step back 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Jenigas. Put back with the left hand, yes.
Jack's got great hands. We're tied at 13.
And the 5 off the bench now by Jack Jenigas. Kenny Troutman. Good look here at Cedric Anderson. Anderson played his high school basketball at Liberty Christian. Troutman can't get it to go. Gentili, good defense. And here come the Fighting Engineers once again. They'll set it up in the half court. I think right now what you see here, Coach, is Rose-Hulman is very content playing the half court game and not getting in a running match. Here is Savovich for 3.
That's a big bucket.
14-5 run.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. The drive and contact. Troutman.
No.
And Savovich fell over the top of Troutman. Boy, you don't like any of these calls today, do you? You didn't like any of the women's? You don't like any of the men's?
I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. I didn't wear my contacts today. Maybe I'm mistaken.
That's probably would help, huh?
It would help.
By the way, McElhaney just picked up number 2.
That's big.
So here is Kenny Troutman at the line for the first time today.
No elevation on the foot. Stayed flat-footed.
Bryce Williams checking back in for the Ravens. 4 points now for Troutman. Anderson coming off that win over Manchester. They beat Mount St. Joseph right before that. We mentioned on a 3-game winning streak. Studemeyer gave up the shot. Savovich, 10 on the shot clock. Back to Studemeyer. In the corner, Torres for 3, no.
All the way in and out.
So now the Ravens trying to tie or take the lead. Troutman, no good on the three, and they're one and done again. Here is Studemeyer. Now it'll be Savovich. Gentili, they love his shot from the outside. He's a streaky shooter, but once he gets going, it'll be really, really tough, and they'd love to get his offense rolling here today. Here's Savovich. That'll be a two-point bucket. 7 now by Daniel Savovich. And it's now a 4-point lead. Good look here at Bryce Williams. The drive between two defenders, missed it. Rebounded by Jenigas. Back the other way is Savovich. And whistle, contact foul against Nolan Swan.
Swan looks like he's shaken up a little bit. Maybe knee-to-knee contact.
Boy, and what a opening half. Yeah, he's a little gimpy, isn't he? Here is Daniel Savovich, who's having an excellent first half. Chance to get a 6-point lead. There's one. Cole Pride back in. Jenigas will sit down after giving Rose-Hulman some valuable minutes. Duncan is out, and back into the lineup will be DeMonte Ferguson. Second free throw good.
Who knocked that down?
Savovich.
Thank you. 9.
Now a 6-point lead. 8 minutes remaining. This is Troutman against Savovich. Cedric Anderson reversing it now to Swan. Swan, fadeaway over Gentili, good. Back to a 4-point lead. You get kind of a feel for the game. Here's Gentili for 3, no good. Rebound, Torres put back. I was about ready to mention you get kind of a feel for the game, and I mentioned a little bit earlier, I don't think that Rose-Hulman wants to get in a track meet at all.
I agree. That's
why you see them setting up in the half court. That'll be a travel. Good call against Bryce Williams. And we've got a timeout. 7:21, a 28 run in this one. 22-16 Engineers. Back here at Hulbert Arena, 22-16, Rose-Hulman with the lead. And boy, really a very steady first half. I know it's low scoring at this stage, but I've been impressed. Rose-Hulman, last time we were here against Transylvania, they came out very flat, but not today.
Okay, I think they were a little nervous coming in. Flat, I agree, but really controlling the pace. I tell you what, this pace favors Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, I think they want this thing in the 60s, knowing that Anderson can score near 80 points per game. And against that matchup zone, it's going to be hard to find points. Torres turned it over. Third turnover, and then they'll give it right back. 5 now for Anderson. The drive, Gentili feeds it off inside. Cole Pride will finish. Pride was 6, lead at 8. Now let's see what the Ravens have. Here's Bryce Williams. He'll find Troutman. His jumper good from 3 again.
Not afraid to shoot the ball. I got him for 7.
Second three-pointer by Troutman. Lead at 5. Well, it does give you an idea of how quickly they can score. And they want to be very hands-on defensively. You saw Williams right there. Pride puts it on the floor. Gets it to Savovich. Shot on the way good, and he's feeling it today. Last time these two teams played, it was a close game, and we're not expecting anything different here today. The drive, the fadeaway, and the bucket good by Nolan Swan. He has 4. By the way, that game against Hanover, double overtime, Schmitz had 23, Gentili 21, Savovich had 18. So you can see how important the guard play is. How about Cole Pride spinning to the baseline? He has his 4th basket already.
They've been working on that move all year long. He's finally getting his feet set. Nice basket.
Here's a deep 3 by Swan. They're one and done. It'll be a rebound by Savovich. And now Rolls-Hulman will just set it up in the half court. 2 changes coming up for the Ravens. You have a guest at halftime, right?
Yes, Coach Paul of the women's program.
Nice pass down low. Torres fumbles it and then throws it off the back of the backboard. If he makes the clean catch, he has a chance to get the bucket right there. Take another look at this last drive and the feed inside. 4 turnovers now by Rolls-Hulman. Schmitz in. Savovich will get a break after an excellent first half to this point. Under 5 now as the Ravens down by 8. Again, they are a little short-handed today without Davidson and Leby. 2 key players. Drive, basket good by Ferguson. He now has 7. Back to a 6-point lead. You see that zone, by the way, Duncan back in, the 6'9 sophomore. That shot no good by Torres, and high for the rebound is Williams.
He stepped on the line.
Oh, it was just a little step. Williams quickly back the other way. In the corner, back into the lineup, Elijah Mattingly, and the ball stripped away, and a turnover. 2-on-2 break. Schmitz will give it up. Studemeyer in the corner for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound Cole Pride, and they're going to get him for a travel. Now let's take another look at that. Step on the line. Oh, Coach. Oh, Coach, aren't you apologetic for that?
I apologize. Why is that camera guy shooting that shot?
29. Yeah, Matthew.
Is that Matthew over there?
Matthew, yes. Strip in the lane. Williams. 6 turnovers now by the Ravens. Schmitz, step back, kicks inside, and Torres lays it in over Mattingly.
That's strength.
Torres, I believe he was considering dunking that basketball. Jamison will find Duncan. Here once again will be Williams. Here's Duncan inside. Right hand no. And a rebounding foul on Rolls-Hulman. We've got a timeout. 3:21 to go. First half. Engineers lead it by 8.
Rose allowed me to have a good foundation as an engineer. Like, you enjoy solving those problems. There are 500 different directions that we could go, and only one is likely the right one that's going to work. Figuring out why it works or why it could work, what could break, like really thinking 5 steps ahead. That's what Rose teaches you to do. It's not a factory of like just trying to get people out the door and getting them their degrees. Like, they genuinely care about each individual student. They want you to walk away feeling like you got out of it what you wanted. That's what sets Rose-Hulman apart. Together, we are Rose-Hulman.
We're going to show you this last play moments ago. That was Torres who took it over Mattingly. And the thing about Mattingly is he had to kind of back off a little bit right there because he has 2 fouls.
That would have been number 3.
Can we see that? I would love to see that play on the baseline again that you said was out. We'll save it for later probably, but just in case fans missed it a little bit ago, you said he was out, but he wasn't.
I want to welcome you back to the broadcast. Too bad you were off the air. They didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't. 8-point lead for Rose-Hulman. We talked about a little bit ago about just kind of playing their style here today. They don't have to get up and down. They'll run if they can, and we have seen that here today. But I think the big key is they've been very patient against that matchup zone. And they've done an excellent job getting a rebound when they need to. And I'm sure they'd love to extend that lead into double digits as Duncan at the line. Love to get that lead into double digits going into halftime. Duncan back in for number 2. He will come out of the lineup, and back into the game will be Cedric Anderson. So lead at 6. See Studemeyer just taking his time getting it across the timeline. By the way, Savovich is back in. Janegas off the screen as Studemeyer gets it back once again. Savovich can't get it to go. The tip, Janegas, but it lands into the arms of Mattingly. Back the other way is Jamison to the baseline against Savovich. Tough shot by Will Jamison. Jamison out of Fort Wayne Homestead High School. Lead down to 4. Studemeyer, top of the key, picks up his dribble. Schmitz off the drive and right at Cole Pride, his teammate.
No one went to pick him up.
No. But good interference that time by Cole Pride. Lead back to 6. Crossover by Mattingly, held to just 2 points so far here in the first half. They will find Jamison. Thought about the 3, covered up by Studemeyer. The drive and the strip, turnover. Anderson. 7 turnovers now by the Ravens. Studemeyer, they're looking inside to Pride. Hand off now to Janegas and a foul call. They're going to get Swan on the reach. And Nolan Swan just picked up number 2.
Studemeyer has quick hands. Did you see that?
Yep.
Awesome.
Back in the lineup will be Bryce Williams, also checking in for the Ravens will be number 15, which is DeMonte Ferguson. 2:03 remaining in the first half. Schmitz will find Pride, low block. Pride gives it up. Studemeyer, still 13 on the shot clock. Savovich, back to Pride, wide open 3, got it. Can't leave him by himself. Lead at 9. Ravens basketball. Here's Troutman. He will find Duncan, who's back in the lineup. How about Cole Duncan hitting the 3?
He's got 5 on the night.
Big 6'9" sophomore stepping out. 36-30 your score. Here's Studemeyer, the screen. Once again by Pride. Pride back to Studemeyer. His 3 is off the mark. Long rebound. Won that time by Bryce Williams. Williams on the run. Swan releases. Misses from 3. Tip up and good. DeMonte Ferguson. And he's going to be fouled by Cole Pride. And things changed very quickly in the last 2 possessions. Pride picks up number 1.
Down 9, now you're only down by 4.
Swan coming out. Back in the lineup will be Cedric Anderson. Anderson a chance to play right in his hometown. Anderson with Liberty Christian High School. That free throw is missed. It'll stay at 4. Under a minute remaining. Anderson possibly will get the ball back one more time. That is Studemeyer, Savovich. Schmitz on the drive. Quick ball movement, Savovich. Savovich, pull-up shot long. Jenigas with the rebound. Jenigas reverse layup, good. There's only hundreds of a tenth of a second between the shot clock and the game clock, so I'm sure the Ravens will play for one here, down by 6, or at least they'll try to play it as low as they can. Yeah, our biggest lead of the game has been 8. We've got a 30-second timeout. I think it actually got to 9, didn't it, at one point?
Let me double check for you.
Thank you.
Yes, 9.
It was 9 at one point. Nate Smith will check back in for Rolls-Hulman. That will give them another defender on the perimeter against the three-point shot.
Rolls-Hulman is shooting 46.2%. I'm sorry, Anderson shooting 46.2. Rolls-Hulman shooting at 48.2.
By the way, Mount St. Joseph already won today. They beat Earlham 62-59.
Earlham's playing pretty well here lately.
Yeah, they picked up their first win in the conference the other day. So Mount St. Joseph, with that win, they are now 11-4.
Makes Earlham, what, 1-14?
But Mount St. Joseph currently in first place by half game. I'll get some other scores for you at halftime.
Okay.
Final 7, now 6 and counting. Williams, one-on-one, out to Mattingly for 3. Got it at the buzzer. Excellent job that time by the Ravens in their execution. And we go into the locker room with just a 3-point lead. Rolls-Hulman had gotten it to 9. But then Duncan had that big 3. Mattingly just hit a 3. And it's a game right now between these two teams at 38-35. Kind of what we expected, a very close game between these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we'll see what happens the second half. Tell you what, if you go away, make sure you come back. Great defensive game here.
Savovich with 12. Torres with 4. Joey Schmitz, averaging 14, has only 2. Nate Smith did not score in the first half. 7 by Janigas off the bench. 2 points by Gentili, and Cole Pride with 9. On the other side, Troutman with 7. 5 points by Mattingly. 4 by Swan. 9 points by Ferguson. 3 points by Williams. Jamison with 2. And then Duncan off the bench with 5 after hitting that last 3 here in the first half. So good start for Rolls-Hulman. They get the win today. We got a long way to go, still 20 minutes. But if they get the win today, they will be in first place along with Mount St. Joseph, both teams at 11-4. Now, do not go away. Coming up, we're going to talk some women's college basketball. Big win earlier today for Rolls-Hulman as they continue to battle for that final playoff spot in the HCAC. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll have that and the first half complete statistics coming up in a few moments right here on RHIT.TV.
At Rose-Hulman, our goal is to give our students the world's best STEM education in an environment of individual attention and support, all while achieving over 98% job placement after graduation. Your first year at Rose is all about building community. During your time at Rose, you'll be collaborating with other students in a diverse array of clubs, intramurals, and out in the community. You might be in the 40% of students that play a sport, or the third that are involved in fraternities and sororities. Over 90% of all Rose-Hulman students have at least one internship, co-op or research opportunity, or study abroad by the start of their senior year. Your degree in STEM means you won't be stuck on one path, though. STEM is all about creative problem solving. And Rose Hulman is a place where creative minds thrive. The skills you learn here will help you reach your career goals and will grow with you as a person for the rest of your life.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back at halftime, Rose Hulman leads 38-35. I'm choked up because everybody's doing something now with the fans today. 78-54, girls win, a women's win today. Coach Paul with us, and what a game, huh?
What a game, what a game, what a game. Appreciate that. First of all, shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving me the opportunity to coach such a phenomenal group of young women. But, man, you said it right. Phenomenal game. I thought that we came out with energy. We came out fighting. And we just kept on contributing as a team and moving the basketball.
Might have helped to have about 175 to 200 people of your favorite yelling and screaming.
Yes. The fans were very, very loud today.
You could hear from up here. Our crowd mic was really picking them up.
It really helps with the momentum of the game. Yep. You know, the fan section is definitely a six-man when you're out there.
Now, I know you were tied for fifth. Now have you secured that spot with that win?
I don't really know. I haven't looked at the standings.
Okay.
I've just been taking it one game at a time, just trying to prepare my team and make sure we're ready to play. But I do think with that win, we'll definitely move up in the rankings.
The other thing that helps is you won Wednesday, win today. You got a possibility of winning on Wednesday. You got 3 games left. These next 3 games are really tight.
Yeah, these next 3 games are really going to help us. But I feel like as long as we come out and play how we played today and do what we know we need to do and stick to the game plan and play as one unit, we'll be totally fine.
We couldn't pick a star of the game. You had too many people, too many opportunities. I tell you, the seniors, though, stepped up, did they not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you look at Columba Rodriguez having 8 points, and she hadn't started a game up until that point, and she came out on fire. And in the first half, she was 3 for 3 from the field. So she's just an example of, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
She averages 1 point a game. She scored, I think, total of 9 tonight today.
Yes. Yeah. And she was just ready for her opportunity. Sometimes, you know how it is in life. If you're prepared for the opportunity, equals success. And that's something that she did today.
Coach Sells and I was talking about that. He goes, it's senior night, baby. You want to come out doing your very, very best. You get that plaque. You want to really earn that plaque.
Yeah, and I mean, in this group, this senior group is very important to the program. This was the group that was here when they had 5 games and canceled the season.
Yep.
So they had the opportunity to kind of step away, and they didn't. They're very resilient. So they stayed, they stuck it out, and they fought through adversity.
We talked about this with Coach Sears about the atmosphere that this radio broadcast, TV broadcast has done, helping recruiting. This is our 4th year with you all. Do you see that same momentum, and it seems like it's growing?
Definitely. I mean, I think that marketing is a huge part of our program. And IndianaSRN gets us out there to numerous people. It also gives us a platform when our kids are from all over the country. Their parents feel like they're still a part of it because they're able to watch the games, they're able to connect with the athletes. The graphics have went to another level this year. Just the breakdowns, the student-athlete interviews. It's a phenomenal experience for all of our student athletes, especially women's basketball. We send it out to all of our potential players. And any recruits that are interested, and it's something that we use as a marketing tool.
Okay, this is what I ask him. I'll ask you the same. Your favorite announcer is?
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm sissy.
Get your wife back out here.
I want to spread the love. Look, we had 22 assists. We had 20. I want to pass the rock. I don't want to shoot it.
And I'll put you on my Christmas list. Talk a little bit about the spiritual side of your program, because you stress togetherness and you stress God's love. Talk a little bit about that if you can.
Well, I mean, my relationship with God is something that is first and foremost. And if anything, I want our players to understand that we're going to care about you. Whether you miss a layup, make a layup, we want you to make all of them. But we care about you. You know, when I was coach, when I was younger, sometimes if you missed or you didn't play well, you just kept hearing about it over and over again. And it was like, man, can we move on to something else? And I just took that with me in my coaching journey, and I always want them to understand they're a person first. So we approach all of them like that, and I believe that that's being able to show the genuineness and the love of Jesus Christ.
With the new format that we have, this feels a little bit more comfortable because you got about 30 minutes to digest that victory. You seem pretty good. Here's your question again. Who is your favorite announcer? You're not going unless we get it. See you Wednesday.
I appreciate it.
God
I appreciate it. And
we'll
of course you.
Okay, great. We'll be back after this.
Nanotechnology is in so many different facets of our lives that we don't even realize. So the easy thing is smartphones, nanoscale chips that are in the smartphones. Something else you don't think about are the sensors in all of our cameras. Those sensors that give us the pretty pictures are made by nano engineers. Glitter, it's everywhere, right? Parents' worst nightmare. It's actually a highly designed structure of thin films that they create to have a certain effect. And so that's why you have a single colored glitter, you have a color shift glitter. That's nano engineering.
Senior from Westchester, Ohio, William Layfield. William averages 7 points, 4 rebounds a game. Number 7, Andre Irvin, 5'10".
Back once again here at Rose Hulman. We just had Deborah and Paul on, the women's head basketball coach, after their huge win a few moments ago. We did have one other score in men's action, and they're not quite to halftime. Franklin is beating Berea 33-24. So Franklin trying to stay pace with Rose Hulman, Transylvania, Anderson, and Mount St. Joseph for the top 5 spots in the HCAC. Here are their first half numbers. Let's start with Anderson. They ended up shooting 48% in the first half. They were 13 of 27 overall, 36% from three-point range. They were 5 of 14 from the three-point line. They turned the ball over 8 times in the first half. Elijah Mattingly finished with 5 points in the first half. He did have 6 rebounds. DeMonte Ferguson with 9 points. Kenny Troutman with 7. Nolan Swan with 4. Bryce Williams with 3. Will Jamison again with 2, and Cole Duncan finished with 5 in the first half. They also had 2 steals and 6 assists in the first half of play. On the other side for Rose Hulman, they ended up shooting 49% in the first half. They were 16 of 33, but from three-point range, only 3 of 14 for 21%. 3 of 5 from the line for 60%. Rose Hulman ended up turning the ball over just 4 times in the first half. They also finished with 7 steals. Scoring-wise, officially, Cole Pride with 11, Evan Gentili with 2, Daniel Savovich with 12, Christian Torres had 4, Jack Janigas with 7, Nate Smith, Kobe Studemeyer, along with Will McElhaney, played in the first half. They did not score. Points off turnovers, Anderson just 2 points. Rose Hulman had 10. Points in the paint, Anderson with 12, Rose Hulman with 20. Second chance points, only 2 by Anderson, and Rose Hulman with 8. Not a whole lot of fast break points here today. Anderson 0, and Rose Hulman just 2. And bench points, not really big either. 7 by Anderson. Rolls-Hulman with 11. Biggest lead for Anderson was 6 points. Rolls-Hulman had a 9-point lead with about 1:51 remaining in the first half. And there were 4 lead changes and 4 ties in the first half as well. All right, do not go away. Second half is coming up. Halftime score, Engineers 38, Ravens 35 here on RHIT.TV.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with on-demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
Back here at Rolls-Hulman, ready for the second half, and it was a 9-point lead at one point, we mentioned, for Rolls-Hulman, and then you saw a couple of big buckets by Anderson, including those 2 threes, one by Duncan and one by Troutman, and he got him right back in the ball game. Let's talk about second half. We're going to start with Anderson. We didn't really play all that well. Shooting-wise, it was okay. But now talk about their second half, and what do you expect them in half number 2?
I think they got to eliminate their turnover, though. I think that they had certain turnovers late in that second half that's made a difference, and I think that's have made a difference a little bit. Free throw line, not bad. As you're right, I think both teams played cautious in the first half.
And you talk about Rolls-Hulman, again, they had a great game by Daniel Savovich with 12, and Cole Pride back in the starting lineup with 9. Got to get Joey Schmitz going, only 2 points. He had 23 against Hanover. They need to get him going in this second half because they need his points. And Evan Gentile as well, only 2 points in the first half.
Should be an interesting second half and see what happens here. You know, they let him play physical. Let's see if they continue to let him play physical.
Mentioned Anderson finished with 8 turnovers in the first half. There were a couple of those turnovers that were unforced errors, so let's see how they'll make the adjustments in the second half as well. It will be Rolls-Hulman basketball. Gentile, who got the start today, along with Nate Smith and Daniel Savovich in the backcourt. Cole Pride in the lineup as well. 4-guard lineup pretty much here for the Fighting Engineers. They work against the zone. Gentile comes out. That one rims in and out. Well, there have been a couple of those for him that just will not go down. This is Troutman against Schmitz. Troutman picks up his dribble. Now it'll be Mattingly. He will find Nolan Swan. Swan to the drive on the baseline. Nice feed inside to Mattingly. Easy layup. He has 7. And the lead down to 1. Well, that would have been big right there for Rolls-Hulman, though we got a lot of basketball to be played. Just want to get off to a good start here in the first half. Should say in the second half. It's always, we talk about how you finish a half and how you begin a half. Savovich, turnaround jumper good. He has 14 when they needed all his points today. Lead back to 3. Williams will find Troutman. Schmitz, turnover. 9 turnovers, 2-on-2 break. Schmitz with a layup, he can't get it to go. Cole Pride finishes.
Big.
Whew. Boy, Anderson careless with the basketball. 9 now by, should say 11 now by Cole Pride, but back the other way, 3 by Nolan Swan. Swan with 7.
Not afraid to shoot that ball, is he?
No kidding. I don't think any of them are. Lead back to 2. Well, this zone is now more of a 2-3, not a matchup, and Smith will bury that one. That'll be a 2-point bucket. His first 2. So an interesting change here off, or should say defensively for Anderson. They've been playing that little matchup zone, and now it has turned into a 2-3. Here's the three by Troutman, no good. Rebound Smith. Smith slowing it up as he gets across half court. Gentile back to Smith, the high screen by Pride. Smith in the lane. Good look at Schmitz, now to Cole Pride down in the low block as he works against Ferguson. Pride, off balance shot, good. 13 now by Pride. 46-40. Here's Troutman, lost his balance in a foul call on Savovich. I wonder if they'd have gotten that call if that wasn't almost in front of the Anderson bench. What do you think?
I don't think they should have got the call to begin with.
I think he just fell down.
I do too.
I remember you saying that in the first game, somebody just fell down. We do have a replay on that too, by the way.
Okay.
See if you're right or wrong. If you're 0 for 2, we're going to kick you off the broadcast the rest of the day.
Okay.
Here's Troutman.
Fair.
Swan, back to Troutman. Quick release on 3 and hits another one. Ice in his veins. 10 now for Troutman. 46-43. We're going to see a change again for the Ravens. Smith off the screen. Kick out Schmitz. His release, no good. Loose basketball on the sideline, last touched by Troutman. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. We will see Jamison come back in. Also Cedric Anderson checking into the lineup for Anderson. (16:35). We're just a couple of minutes into the second half. See how that zone is kind of backed up a little bit?
Yep.
And again, I can see why. And that's an offensive foul on Savovich, and I say that because Rose Hulman has not shot well from three-point range here today. 5 turnovers now by Rose Hulman. Savovich just picked up number 2. So we always talk about adjustments, and so you've seen already adjustments by the Ravens defensively in that beginning few minutes, and another 3 by Troutman.
He's unconscious.
Wow.
That's 3 in a row.
Tying this one at 46. He certainly doesn't mind shooting that basketball, does he?
No.
Well, I'm sure he had seen plenty of big games at Ben Davis. We got a timeout. We're tied at 46.
Munster, who was both the athletic director and the basketball coach at the time, wrote me a letter. Said, we're interested in you coming to the school. And so I went over and visited in January or February of 1977 and kind of fell in love with the school. And I felt like if I can get a degree here, I'm going to get a job, and that mattered a lot to me. Hi, I'm Steve Hill, CEO and president of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. I get to work with an amazing team to promote Las Vegas as the #1 tourist destination and the go-to place for conventions, sports, and entertainment. We've helped expand the convention center, launch the Vegas Loop, and bring big events like the Super Bowl, Formula One, and WrestleMania to town. As chairman of the Stadium Authority, I also help oversee Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders, and the future A's ballpark.
Tied at 46 back here at Rose Hulman.
Hanover beat Manchester 96-83 today.
So Hanover now 9-6. Things getting a little more interesting at the top of the standings for the men. By the way, Christian Torres in the lineup. Entry past Janagas. Janagas double teamed. Nice pass down to Torres, reverse layup, good.
Didn't panic, good.
Well, I like the way that Janigas held that ball and chinned it. Otherwise, it might have been stripped away. Ravens down by 2 with the basketball. Cedric Anderson will be fouled as Janigas picks up number 1. So now we'll see Will Jamison off the inbound. By the way, Swan out of the ball game, and they throw it away off the inbound.
Ooh, how did you do that?
I don't know, but that'll drive you nuts. That's hard to explain. I really don't understand how that happens. There was no pressure. So now Studemeyer back in will find a wide open Christian Torres, about as easy of a bucket as you're going to get. 4 straight now by Rose-Hulman. Shot in the corner, no good by Mattingly, and we have a rebounding foul on Janigas. He and DeMonte Ferguson got tied up underneath. So Janigas now has 2. You just saw that last pass down low to Christian Torres. The inbound, easy layup there for Ferguson. He has 11. Now we're down to 2. A lot of teams will do those inbound just to get in and play set up in the half court. Some have some really good sets to score, and that's what Anderson did that time. Here's Savovich. And we got a foul call underneath. The pass intended for Janigas. Duncan is back in. Mattingly will sit down. Foul's going to go. They haven't put it on the board yet. They said 32, but there's not a 15. It's going to be 15, which would be Ferguson. Here is Gentile in the corner for 3, no good. Duncan with a rebound.
Just off today.
Back the other way we go. Chance to tie or take the lead right here. Ferguson on the drive. Foul call. Going to get Janigas. He has 3.
Here comes Cole Pride back.
Now the Ravens will inbound baseline. That is Cedric Anderson against Gentile. Anderson unable to get the shot off. Here's Jamison in the lane. Back once again to Anderson. Cedric Anderson. And it's a 1-point lead now for the Ravens. That is already their 4th 3-pointer of the second half. This is Gentile. That zone has gone more into a matchup once again, and they get the foul call here against Jamison right in front of Nick Sales. So Will Jamison picks up number 1. The inbound intended for Cole Pride. 6 turnovers. Here we go back the other way. The 3 way off the mark there by Cedric Anderson. He'll hear it from the student section as well.
A little bit.
Savovich. Now to Gentile. Stolen away. Williams. Easy layup. Three turnovers already in the second half by Rose-Hulman, and the Ravens now lead it by 3. And the timeout on the floor by Rose-Hulman. They trail it by 3.
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, who do you like? Super Bowl tomorrow? You like Seattle?
Seattle 33, New England 3.
Wow. A 30-point win?
That's right. You know how good I am with predictions?
Oh, yeah. I figured that out. All right, let's talk about Rose Hulman. The momentum has gone to the Ravens now. They trail it by 3.
They're okay. We got time.
Yeah, plenty of time. It's a 13-4 run by Anderson. Schmitz trying to get his offense going. Studemeyer. Now Torres gives it up. Savovich. No. Battle for the rebound, and Cole Pride will get the foul. Pride picks up number 2. That is team foul number 6 already on the Fighting Engineers. We haven't even made it to the halfway point yet of the second half. Here is Williams off to Swan. Swan in the lane. The double team gets rid of it. Duncan, the extra pass, and another 3 missed this time by Troutman. Savovich got away with the travel there.
He did.
High screen by Torres. Savovich from 16, no good. And the rebound, Troutman. Troutman, transition, will find Swan. Step back 3 on the way, no good. Long rebound by Williams and a foul on Schmitz. So that will put Williams at the line for the 1 and bonus. We will see Elijah Mattingly come back in. Also coming into the lineup will be DeMonte Ferguson. Well, again, I just think they got to get Schmitz going a little bit offensively. He's got to find that outside shot. That'll kind of loosen things up inside. But he and Studemeyer both got to get some offense. And Gentile, too. You got 3 guards right there. Schmitz came off a 23-point performance. Gentile had 21 against Hanover, and yet there's another turnover. Already 4 in the second half. Wide open Williams, shot fake drive, and a whistle and a foul, and he'll go to the line. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 11:54 to go. 55-50 Ravens.
The thought process and the training on how to think about things, I think, has been more valuable than the degree in my career. But I really feel like Rose taught me just the structure of how to think well. That structure and that discipline has been something you can apply even when it's not to what is kind of a stereotypical engineering problem. That's been, I feel, a real benefit.
Hey sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Back here at Rose-Hulman, Bryce Williams at the line will try to complete the three-point play as the Fighting Engineers may go down by 6 right here.
55-50.
Bryce Williams missed the front end of a 1-and-1 moments ago. And he missed this one. So it stays at 5. So now Rose-Hulman basketball. Again, look at the defense here. They're still match up. There is Schmitz in the corner, missed it, but they're not what they were doing in the first half. Lead pass the other way, turnover intended for Ferguson. They know right now that Rose-Hulman is really struggling from the perimeter.
They really think they got it here.
Jamison is in. Cedric Anderson is back in. So now Rose-Hulman basketball trying to stay in first place. If they lose, they do drop to second. Studemeyer tried that entry pass. Kicked there by Nolan Swan. We do know Hanover won today. We know that Mount St. Joseph won today. So Mount St. Joseph right now is a half-game lead
on both of these teams.
By the way, Franklin was winning over Berea as well in the first half. So Franklin has a chance to go to 10-5. Studemeyer got fouled from behind by Jamison. That is only the third team foul on Anderson.
I would say they need a basket here.
Yeah, they got to get somebody on the outside. It either needs to be Gentili or Schmitz. And another foul, this one on Troutman. And I say that because if you don't, you're not loosening things up inside. And so guys like Mattingly, Duncan, when he comes in, the big guys down low, they can just camp in there.
Yep.
And then you can't get those guards to come out far enough to try to drive around him. Studemeyer, here's a 3 on the way, no good. Cole Pride went for the rebound, came up empty. Anderson will have the basketball. The drive down the lane, contact, basket good, and Troutman to the line. And it is all Ravens right now. I know you have the live stats. What is Rose-Hulman shooting from 3 right now?
15%.
A 17-4 run, and they're shooting 15%. Free throw missed, but it is now a 7-point lead. That last foul on Studemeyer, that was his first. And it's been a little while since Rose-Hulman has put some points on the board. Torres off the glass, no good. And coming away with it is Mattingly. You got to be really careful here, Coach. You got 10 minutes remaining, and you don't want this thing to get out of hand. Here is Troutman. Tipped back into his hands. Troutman lost it. 12 turnovers. Gentili down the lane. Gentili blocked, and he'll go to the line for 2. They're going to get Cedric Anderson. So a couple of big free throws here for Evan Gentili.
That stops the bleeding a little bit.
Janigas back in, McElhaney back in as well. This will give Torres and Cole Pride a chance to get a little bit of a breather here. But now you need some quality minutes from Janigas and McElhaney. Second free throw's up and good. By the way, Gentili has only 1 basket. Schmitz has just 1 basket. Anderson basketball. Mattingly The drive in the lane, contact, basket good. Tough shot by Mattingly, now has 9. Lead back to 7. High screen, McElhaney. Studemeyer gets it to Schmitz. He will drive, reverse layup, good. There you go. Now what it'll do is when they come out and try to guard you, if they don't come out, you shoot. If they do, you drive. Got to pick their poison. Here's Jamison. Jamison. He will find Ferguson. Lost at baseline. And a foul call, basket good. How in the world do you get that one to go in? McElhaney will pick up the foul, and that's number 3 on Will. Chance to make it an 8-point lead.
I don't know how that went in.
I don't either. Sometimes you just throw it up and hope it goes in.
He's got 14.
By the way, it's his first free throw made here today. Lead at 8. 9 minutes remaining. McElhaney looking for an opening. Schmitz deep in the corner. Schmitz on the drive. Ball tipped. Gentile spins. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound battled for and ripped away by DeMonte Ferguson. Ferguson in the corner. And shot, not a good shot that time by Mattingly. Studemeyer able to come away with it. Studemeyer in the fast break mode here will kick it back to Schmitz. Schmitz down the lane. Back to Studemeyer. 3 no good. And they're one and done. Jamison, lead pass the other way. Layup good by Williams. Timeout on the floor. 8:18 to go. Ravens lead it by 10.
Studies, I came across the IndiediNing.com domain name, and so I built kind of this restaurant listing platform that was a kind of Yelp before Yelp was really popular. So after graduation, I continued work on Indie Dining. I ended up meeting a CEO of a company called FormStack, and from that experience, I ended up starting another business. I built out the company, and then we merged companies again with FormStack. And I took some time off after selling that business, and I realized at my core, I just enjoy like tinkering and building things. I started this venture studio where we kind of come up with ideas and we build them out, and then they kind of run with them. I'm behind the scenes, kind of just doing what I really enjoy is building those products.
Mood a minute ago. 64-54, Anderson with a 10-point lead. And we're now at 8:18. Coach,
need a run.
Offensively, got to get something running here pretty quick, don't you?
Got to get a run. Got to play defense and got to get a run.
By the way, Daniel Savovich had 12 at half. He only has 2 in the second half. Joey Schmitz with 4. Nate Smith with 2. Studemeyer's not scored. Gentile with only 2 free throws in the second half. Those are your 4 main guards that just right now, they've got to find a way to get some points. That was a great move there by Joey Schmitz, but you got to hit the outside shot. Here's Gentile. McElhaney stays in the game, sets the screen for Smith. Gentile looking inside to Janigas. Draws the double team. Janigas back to Smith. Shot clock at 7. Smith off the glass, good. Nate Smith with his 4th point. Back to an 8-point lead. Ravens basketball. Have at the penetration right there, but missing the shot is Jamison. And a jump ball on the inbound, or I should say on the rebound. It will be a jump. Possession arrow stays here. And back in the game is Troutman. Also coming back in will be Nolan Swan. if I'm Anderson in my thinking process here, I want to try to bury Rose-Hulman as quickly as I can. And I think that's why you bring Kenny Troutman back in. He can give you instant offense. He's hit his average already. Inbound, nice turn. Swan got Savovich behind him and lays it in. That's the second time we've seen the Ravens score off an inbound. Lead back to 10. And one thing we thought about too, Coach, is if you look at Rose-Hulman, I think they'd have been better shape if you can keep this game in the 60s. But right now, going to be in the 70s for the Ravens. The drive by Smith, no. Rebound Jenigas. Reset the shot clock at 20. Schmitz down the lane, short.
Might have got fouled.
Yep, not on the shot, I don't think, but on the rebound. They may get Nolan Swan. Wait and see. It's actually going to be DeMonte Ferguson. And he just picked up number 3. Anderson tried to sub, but they didn't get Duncan in time. Here's Jenigas. Jenigas gives it up to Smith deep in the corner. The double team came at him. Smith to the baseline. Ball loose. Turnover Rose-Hulman. 9 now. 5 in the second half. Ravens running the floor. Jenigas got a piece of the backboard. No whistle there. Here is Savovich, blocked by Mattingly.
That was a physical hit. My goodness.
And now we're getting into critical time as we're coming up on 6 minutes. Here's DeMonte Ferguson. Mattingly, shot fake drive against Jenigas. Reverse layup, good, and a late whistle. Mattingly, now a chance for a three-point play, and it is all Ravens. And I thought maybe a little bit ago, and I was telling you about Troutman coming back into the lineup as DeMonte Ferguson will sit down. I thought they were going to go for the kill, and I think that was kind of the mindset.
I think so.
So here is Mattingly at the line. Free throw good. And right now the Ravens attacking as you see Duncan coming back into the lineup.
You can't make any mistakes, and you got to score every point.
And you need stops too, for sure. Because now you've given up 69. Thought maybe if you kept it in that range, you'd be okay, but you got to find a way now to get points. You think, well, 6 minutes, that's still a long time, but you know the Ravens are going to, the Ravens are going to use time.
Yeah.
Their idea is we'll take the fast break if it's there. If not, we're going to play the half court, because then you start thinking, how many possessions am I going to have left in the last, now what, 5.5 minutes? That's Savovich, back to Smith. Back to Savovich, wide open 3, can't get it to go. Rebound by Anderson. Savovich, again, only 2 points in the second half. Good look here at Will Jamison against Smith. Jamison, ball loose, and a foul call against Jamison. And the one thing that hurt Jamison right there was just a lazy attempt on the pass. You need to step through on that thing and use your body as a little block so you can have some room to get rid of the basketball.
Now you can score with the clock stopped here.
And that'll be big as well here for Nate Smith. 0 for 2 from the line. Those 2 free throws came back in the first half. 5:29 remaining. All 5 of his points coming in the second half. Lead is at 12. Second free throw is good. Here's the press now by Rose-Hulman. Anderson splits the double team, lost the basketball, picked up by Duncan. Here's Swan. Swan down the lane, basket good and a foul, and they are getting everything to go in. This is already, Coach, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've had 5 opportunities at a bucket and 1. And
what do we
now
got here?
I'm not sure. Got
Technical
a technical.
foul. Technical foul on Anderson.
Well, that foul then was against Will Jamison, the technical. And so Jamison just picked up his 4th. And I have a feeling Jamison's coming out of the lineup. He's like, all right, I'll go sit down. I don't know what he said, or could have been a magical word. One of the forbidden 7. Free throws up and good by Savovich. And now we'll go back to the other end.
You got to shoot 1 here, right?
Yep. As Swan will try to complete the 3-point play. Still a chance here to get it to 12 once again with 5:13 remaining. You don't see very often that many 3-point play opportunities. Here is a deep 3 and an air ball by Schmitz. See, that's what also happens, Coach, when you don't shoot the ball more. You get out of rhythm.
Yeah, you lose the rhythm. 12-point game.
So now the press, under 5. Lead pass will find Cedric Anderson. He gets it across the timeline, and they got it just in time, too, by the way. Got it in by about a second or so. Swan, quick release from 3, no good. Battle for the rebound. Coming away with it will be Cole Pride. Still down by 12. Got to hurry. Savovich in the lane. No. And a foul call. I don't know if they got Duncan, and I think they did. So Duncan picks up number 1. And that'll put Savovich at the line once again. He is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. First one is on the way and good.
I got him for 17. Is that right?
Yes. Can get it to 10 right here. Gentili back in, and that'll put Schmitz on the bench after that air ball he had moments ago. Trap again by Rose Hulman. Anderson able to get across, 8 seconds on the clock, so they had time. Ball knocked out of bounds on the double team. Still plenty of time on the shot clock here for the Ravens. This is Bryce Williams against Smith. Williams driving. Wow. Everything falling for the Ravens. Back to a 12-point lead. Cole Pride looking for an opening. Off-balance shot, way short, and Swan comes away with it.
They're shooting 54%.
In the second half?
Yes.
And what is Rose Hulman shooting in the second half?
42.
There you go. Mattingly. No. Swan, rebound. Another 3 on the way. No good by Troutman. That would have been one I would have pulled out. Here's Savovich. Now it'll be Smith. Smith against Troutman. Smith lost it, able to get it back. Now it'll be Savovich. His pull-up shot on the way, good.
Still time.
Coming up on 3. Ball deflected out of bounds. We've got a timeout on the floor. It's a 10-point lead. You know, the thing is, when you have players
It's all about bringing people together, and it's all about dogs.
Dog Day in the drive-thru is a day where we give back to our furry friends.
We hand toys out to dogs and their owners in the drive-thru.
My dogs love this event. Tails start wagging, the heads are out the window.
We also partner with local animal shelters to help dogs find their forever home.
Chick-fil-A knows the heart of the community. You meet new friends, you meet new dogs.
We just love seeing their faces in the drive-thru.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
74-64, Anderson. If they win today, they, along with Mount St. Joseph, both at 11-4. For Rose-Hulman, they'll fall to 10-5. There'll be a full game back in the standings. There you see it right there. Transylvania, we have not heard anything about their game today. They're currently playing Bluffton at home. But it will, not a big separation, but it gives a little separation. It'll be the second straight home loss as the drive missed by Williams. It'll be the second straight home loss for the Fighting Engineers. Here's Pride. Pride, left hand, no. Tip up, should say Torres, no. And it'll be Ravens basketball. Right now, if you're the Ravens, there should not be a quick shot in this set. Troutman to the baseline, forced it, and a foul called. Nope, they're going to see a travel on DeMonte Ferguson. Well, wait a minute.
Yep, it's a travel.
Okay, I was going to say, I looked at the official, thought maybe he was going to change something right there. But see, that right there for Anderson, there's no need to do that.
No. Kick it back out.
Yeah, Troutman didn't need to go in that area. Savovich now to Pride, tried to dunk it and missed it.
That basket's got to count.
Well, I didn't think there was a foul there at all. And wow, they did call a foul on Ferguson.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That basket went in.
No, it didn't. It didn't go. It popped out.
No, it went back in after he released.
Yeah, it was no good.
Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas.
Second free throw is no good.
It is good. He made the basket.
Yeah, he did.
You've earned me up.
Oh, my. Foul on Gentili. Here we go. Look at it right here. Oh, that's at the other end. That was the bucket there by Williams. So here is Bryce Williams at the line. 2:09 remaining.
There we go.
Second free throw good. You saw the standings before today's matchups, and right now it's back to a 10-point lead. Cole Pride looking inside to Torres. Late pass knocked out of bounds. Off the inbound, here's Gentili. Feeds off to Pride, this time lays it in. Minute 50 to go. The press once again. Trapped down in the corner. Timeout, Ravens. So after the timeout, and it was very, very close, it is a full timeout. 76-68.
Interested in starting business. From the early lemonade stand as a kid to like starting my own software development website business in high school, kind of turned me on to like computers and ultimately engineering. My name's Jeremy Clark. I graduated in 2009 with a software engineering and computer science degree, and currently am CEO of Plainsight Ventures. I was really interested in entrepreneurship, but I took it to the next level. And eventually, I was able to use those relationships with those professors to kind of do a lot of independent studies my last year at Rose. Once you kind of figure out, what you want to do and what you're passionate about, you can kind of chart your own path. And from that experience, I ended up starting another business, and I realized at my core, I just enjoy like tinkering and building things.
Off the inbound, the press once again. Anderson throws it away.
Do you believe in miracles?
Well, I'll tell you what, if Anderson keeps turning it over like that, you're going to give yourself a chance. Smith across the timeline, but they got to work quick. Pride back to Gentili. The lob, Savovich off the glass, good. Lead down to 6. Anderson has not handled the press well. Mattingly. He will find Swan, and then Swan fouled. It'll be on Gentili, number 3. At the line, Nolan Swan, and a couple of big free throws right here. We're in the double bonus.
$13 on the night.
They've not been automatic from the free throw line. Take a look at the Raven bench. Second one is good. So 2 big free throws there by Nolan Swan. Back to an 8-point lead. The drive by Smith. Savovich threw it away. And that's a big turnover right there. 6 turnovers in the second half for Rose Hulman. None may be bigger than that one. Here's Bryce Williams. Swan at midcourt. He'll find Troutman. Troutman driving. Troutman reverse layup. Didn't need that shot either. Under a minute to go. Savovich. Smith driving. Pride lost it out of bounds.
Oh. Ball has to be up on it. Yeah, got to be above him.
I tell you what, Bryce Williams almost got mugged right there. No whistle. Anderson wisely brings it out, and now Rose Hulman have to foul here eventually. And I think they pretty much know it's over. No foul attempt here. So get it off now to Williams, and Anderson's going to come away with a big win. Offensive rebound Mattingly, and this is over. So the Ravens come into hostile territory and pick up a win 78-70 with the victory here today. Ravens now 13-9 overall. They are 11-4, currently tied with Mount St. Joseph for first place in the HCAC. For Rose Hulman, they will fall to 13-9 overall, 10-5, and they fall a game behind both Mount St. Joseph and Anderson in the HCAC. A game really that Rose Hulman played very well, coach, in the first half. Kind of let that thing slip away when Anderson got some big buckets to end the first half, and then they came out and really shot well. Troutman along with Nolan Swan, and then they just took it right to the basket. I think the other key today was in the second half, Anderson made some big adjustments defensively. They knew that Rose-Hulman was struggling from 3. They set up in a 2-3 zone, not always a matchup, and Rose just couldn't hit the shots they needed to hit.
You got to play 2 halves, right?
Yep.
You can't just play 1 half. We saw that in the game today, the first game today, and tough loss. Now, if you look at the standings, as you said, Anderson 11-4, Mount St. Joseph 11-4. Transy just started with Bluffton at 4:30, so we won't know that until later on. Check the IndianaSRN sports page. You'll have all the updated standings for our fans on IndianaSRN.org.
Well, now for Rose-Hulman, here is what the rest of their schedule looks like. They're going to play Mount St. Joseph. Now it's going to be big because, again, we just talked about them being in first place. That'll be Wednesday. That is a 7:30 start time. They'll travel to Bluffton, and then they'll go to Earlham. So the key will be now they got to win all 3 games and then hope that they get a little bit of help to be the number 1 seed. But those last 2 games, very winnable. Again, an Earlham team that has played better but still struggling. And then, again, that's a long road trip to Bluffton coming up next Saturday. But, again, they got to find a way to win, I think, all 3 games if they want to host.
I think they have to win all 3 games as well. I agree completely. The other thing is what is Franklin going to do and what is Hanover going to do as well. Interesting. You look at the top 4, top 5 teams. The top 4 teams get a bye. Well, get the first round tournament game, which helps you. But it's going to come down to the last 2 to 3 games.
Coach, here's the other key right here, and I'm going to circle it so you can see it. The fans at home can't see it. But when you shoot 3 of 23 from 3-point range, 13%, and you rely on the 3 as much as Rose-Hulman does, that's a really, really tough ticket right there.
Yeah, they almost average 11 to 12 3-pointers a game, if I remember correctly. So, tough win. You put your tennis shoes on, lace them up, and be ready to go on Wednesday.
5 players in double figures tonight for Anderson. Elijah Mattingly with 12, DeMonte Ferguson with 14, Kenny Troutman 15, Nolan Swan with 14, Bryce Williams with 13. Daniel Savovich led Rose-Hulman with 22. Cole Pride had 19. They were the only 2 players in double figures. Overall, shooting-wise, for Rose-Hulman, ended up shooting 43%. But, again, you can't shoot 13% from 3-point range as they did here today. By the way, should mention, Studemeyer was 0 for 5 from 3-point range. Gentili 0 for 3. Schmitz was 0 for 5. 3 guys that you count on being 3-point shooters.
And just
didn't fall today.
Yeah, it didn't today.
By the way, Anderson ended up shooting for the game 51%. They were 29 of 57. They were 9 of 28 from 3-point range, 32%. Rose-Hulman turned the ball over 11 times. They did force Anderson into 17 turnovers here tonight. 10 steals for Rose-Hulman. Real quick check. Points off turnovers, Rose-Hulman 24. Points in the paint, Rose-Hulman 34. Second chance points for Rose-Hulman 10. Fast break points 8 and bench points with 15. For Rose-Hulman, or I should say for Anderson, they had 9 points off turnovers, 30 points in the paint, 6 second chance points, 6 fast break points, and 10 bench points here this afternoon. The biggest lead for Anderson, 13. Rose-Hulman had a 9-point lead in the first half with less than 2 minutes remaining. There were 5 lead changes and 5 ties in the game, and Anderson had a 19-minute, 31-second time with the lead. Rose-Hulman had it for 16 minutes and 12 seconds. So there you have it. That's kind of the rundown of what you saw here tonight as the Ravens pick up a big win here this afternoon in a game that really they started off very, very cold and didn't look like maybe they were going to be in this ball game, but give them credit for coming back the way they did.
We'll take a break. When we come back, hopefully Coach will be with us. It's 78-70 final score, Anderson.
biggest role model was definitely my dad, because he was an engineering major.
My mother's in this field, so it kind of got me interested in it.
The fun is actually learning it, getting through all these experiences, having to go around so you can celebrate things for it. That makes it very different.
You know, this school changed my life.
Here tonight, I would remind you that the Stone Age did not end because of a lack of stones. Every major advance in civilization is a result of innovation.
So Rose-Hulman coming up on 150 years. The feeling that I have is a sense of privilege to be a part of it.
I like to make things. That's something I really enjoy doing. Creation, problem solving. I tend to have ideas and think, okay, can I make that? And I give it a shot, whether the answer is yes or no.
There's just a lot of people who care a whole lot here on this campus.
I feel immense pride in that community.
The place where students, staff, and faculty have the opportunity to look into the future and see themselves.
Engineers are not in the business of predicting the future, we're in the business of creating the future.
And want to make it good, want to make it strong, and want to make it just as great as it can be for the next 150 years.
Each of you has an original story. Rose-Hulman has its own story too, in which you play a crucial part. Your time contributed to our 150th year history of innovation, entrepreneurship, and discovery. That has significantly helped us shape the world. Today, our stories continue into the future. And I know you'll all make us proud.
Again, 78-70, Anderson in the won the game today over Rose-Hulman. Coach, it's another HCAC battle. I mean, back and forth it goes, and a tough loss.
Yeah. I thought we relaxed a little bit too much in the first half. We got a lead, or we missed a big shot that cost us the opportunity to blow it ahead, and then they capitalized every time. They got some seniors that have won some championship, got some of that in their DNA. We beat them 3 times, and they were ready to go today.
3 of 23 from three-point land, that doesn't help much at all.
It doesn't, especially not when you're not getting enough stops. You know, up there we didn't shoot it well, but we held them to 69 and we won 69-70. Today, 3 for 23 really hurts when they score 78.
Yeah, the streak there of those 3 points, we had some games where we had 12, 13 3-pointers.
Yeah.
We needed some of those to cash in.
We did, especially versus that zone where they collapse in, and they do a good job of making it tough. But I thought we had some looks that we let these guys shoot every single day. And, if you told me Evan and Joey and Colby would get some of the shots that they got and not make a single one, I would say we would be in a tough situation today.
I tell you what, they are a lot longer and just bigger than I look, when they look on TV.
Yeah, I mean, they got some seniors that have played college basketball for a number of years and play with guys that have won championships and competed. I mean, Coach Collins does a great job.
Yep. So you leave here, you got home tomorrow, Wednesday. That helps.
Yes, it does. But shoot, man, we won in 3 our last 4 games, and our 1 win was on the road. So we got to make sure we capitalize on this group, this crowd that we had. Hopefully they come back out and support us. It was awesome, and we just got to be ready to go Wednesday night.
Good crowd on hand, as you mentioned. I tell you what, Wednesday night, if you're in our listening viewership, just come down. Great basketball. I tell you, it is amazing to me the pressure that you put on people. It just wasn't our time today.
Yeah, I just thought we had a couple bad closeouts that gave them angles for a couple and ones, and we've been better than that defensively. And so I'm a little, again, little disappointed in some things. I thought we played hard. Wish we'd made a couple more shots, and the closeouts would have been a little bit better.
They were 7 on 3-point plays.
Yes.
They had 7 bucket and 1 today. That doesn't happen very often in basketball.
No, usually we keeping the ball out of the lane.
Yeah.
And so we did not do a great job of that today. And their players are really good, and they put you in those situations.
Yeah, they had some big shots too.
Yes,
Coach,
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
appreciate you guys.
Don't be frowning, man.
Yeah.
There it is. Wednesday night. Join us 7:30. Guaranteed win, Coach. I guarantee.
We got to get better on Monday. Get these guys some rest to get better on Monday.
You're just like your other. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
I'll try.
Go Seattle.
I just want to see a good game.
You are just too much.
Yeah. Have a good one.
See ya. That wraps it up for us. You know, Coach I'm too easy on him. Join us on Wednesday night. We'll see you there. Thank you so much for our whole entire crew, and thank you. If you'd like to help us put more on, please contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org.